Commissioner Lambert?
Here.
Commissioner Attell?
Present.
Commissioner Sukla is absent. Administrator Bruner?
Here.
And Attorney Baxter?
Here.
And Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for the purpose determining proposed vacation of right-of-ways located within the Pleasant View town sites located on the north side of Road CC, west of Highway 491, situated in Section 31, Township 39 North, Range 17 West, and MPM. The hearing will be held Monday, July 16, 2018, at 1:30 p.m. Commissioners' Hearing Room, 109 West Main, Room 250, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information regarding the roads being proposed to vacate may be obtained from the Planning Department, Room 270, County Administration Building, Cortez, Colorado, or accessed online at http://montezumacounty.org, Web Departments Planning. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. This file can be inspected in the Planning Department during regular office hours. Dated this 7th day of June, 2018. Kim Purcell, Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado. Published in the Journal on Tuesday, June 12, 2018.
Thank you, Kim. You're on.
Thank you. Okay, so with the construction of the new Pleasant View Fire Department, we came up with some other situations where some land wanted to be transferred, some roads wanted to be vacated. The Lamb property was not functional as it should be, so we straightened out those lines. We've been going through quite a bit of things just to get things to where we're trying to do like a blanket fix. As far as the Lamb property, the Palmer property, the Lancaster property, and whatnot. So what we have done is we have went through with the hatch marks that you can see on your map up there, and that's what we're proposing to vacate. There's also a farmer's telephone section that's down off CC and 1 and on the corner there in CC and CC and 1 that we want to just vacate that and give that to them.
That little piece.
Yeah, that little corner. Yep, exactly. Yeah, so we went through and we just kind of looked at, so the Lancasters are wishing to purchase that back section of treed area, that northern section of treed area from the Palmers. In order to do that without creating a subdivision, that's why we're asking to vacate that easement. Now, the property that's on the west of that, which is Drake.
Edwin Drake.
Drake. Yeah, so there is an 80-foot easement on the side of his property. Now, we can either vacate 20 feet of that easement on the west side, or we can just leave it at that 80 feet. Not really sure what benefit is going to come from that. So just looking at the hash marks on the
But
screen.
is it platted an 80-foot?
Yes.
So it's platted within the
That's
Pleasant View town site, okay.
It's 80 feet in length, is that what you're saying?
No, width.
Oh,
Width,
it's 80
yeah.
feet, okay.
40 and 40.
Yeah, it's 80 feet in width. So the easements that are going, which Rachel, did a really good job here. She did a great map on this. You can see that there's 80 feet on CCN1 and then, the 16.4. So, I mean, that we don't want to let go, but it's the hatched areas that we're looking at. The Lancasters have property that's combined, but there's a 20-foot easement that's going through their property. They don't think that needs to be there. And again, they would like to purchase some acreage from the Palmers to the north, which would be easier with an exemption. Of course, it would change the subdivision, because subdivisions are defined by the outside boundaries. And then there's also the TP people up there, so, and they own all that property, which Rachel, put in purple up there, so there's no need for that easement up there, and they did not oppose it.
Where's the property or boundary lines on the Dan Belt estate there? It looks like that's all in one field with the Palmers. Where's the property line for the,
Dan Belt, well, the property that's on the Palmers, is that what you're talking about? The one
yeah,
that's-
well, it shows Dan Belt up in that upper right-hand corner, and then,
I, for some reason, got rid of them. But it's like a square just within there.
oh, just,
It's a
Yeah.
square,
Is-
like
It was
right
a
random.
huh.
Yeah. It was very odd. We're not really sure
How that happened?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Okay. It's not pertinent to this, but I just wondered why that Dan Belt estate showed up there in that field.
Well, then also I wanted to remind you that the line for, what's his, Alan Blake, his property line got adjusted from going east to west to north to south, right there on where the restaurant was,
Mm-hmm.
right by the road, so that
Right,
was
this one?
also a part
Right
of
here?
this before we got to here, so that, that's why we didn't vacate that 20-foot easement on, right there, yep, because the church is built in the easement, and
Yeah.
then that would also, help to access the western parcel, after the property line adjustment.
Okay. So
And
are
there's
you,
pictures, if you scroll down, Melissa,
There's only one. This is
yeah,
the
that's all
only
I've got in
It's
Dropbox
one.
is this one.
One of one.
really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great, okay. Well, that's
So-
the most important one.
So are we asking in this proceeding today to narrow that easement, that 80-foot easement to 60 on,
Well, and that,
on
I
Mis-
think you ought to go ahead and leave it the whole 80 feet.
Okay.
It'll triple the price of the tax on the land, and it looks like the county would want that tax money.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All righty, so basically, we're talking about the 20-foot easement between the Lancaster properties and the 40-foot on the north side of that.
It's
Property.
73.64 on the back, and I have a official map of it when I was gonna have it vacated a few years ago. And there's 80 feet on one side and 73.64 on the north side.
And we're only asking for 40? Is that what we're,
And that y'all keep saying 40, and it's not, it's 73.64.
So I looked through several of those plats and I talked to Ernie and I talked to, Gerald Huddleston, and there's discrepancies between each of them, so after talking to them, figuring out what accurate was, is it's actually just 40 feet back there.
okay.
And they were
James.
measuring from, a different point on this one, and so the mistakes were recorded. And then that's when I also realized that there was this 20-foot cutting that parcel of the north, I don't know what that commercial property is.
So can I get you guys to at least come up to the mic so we can record this? That's not gonna come out
Do
on
we
the
wanna go to
recording.
public comment?
Well, that's up to him. I just, if they're gonna talk, I wanted them to be, sorry.
Just have discussion and then open it to the public. Do we have our
I just wanted it
pointer?
so you could hear it, sorry.
No, you're right.
But you can only point at that.
But you can only use that one because it doesn't work on the screen. So you need a pointer. That's why I was good. Do we have this stick up here still? No, we don't. Okay. Oh, I see.
OIC Studio Ranch. Yeah, so like after looking through every single plat that had ever been recorded for the town site. Well, describing this, this was never addressed, but it is there based on the measurements of the, each outline here. And then, yeah, so this ended up being 40 feet. I can't remember what the mistake was in here.
See, it's given as 73 and 80 on this
Yeah.
side.
Right, for some reason they measured it, from here wrong. But I don't know what the latest one is, cause it took some math, and I could very well be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that,
Over here.
oh yeah, this is 40. And that was the original, the original purpose of it was to be half of
Half of
a
our
right
full.
of way.
I got you. Okay.
If they made it out for me, but I was gonna have it vacated.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rachel.
I mean, and if it's so questionable, we can talk, or someone can talk to Ernie and Gerald and decide.
Official map.
Yeah.
And, oh, nine, yes.
Keep whatever little
2
difference.
years ago. The thing, I didn't have it done then.
And then we had been debating between the 80 or 60 to see if
And he
giving
didn't wanna sign
the
it.
extra 20 feet would help with the setback, but it doesn't, so,
Leave it at
so
80.
we might as well keep the 80.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, does everybody understand what we're talking about?
Clear as mud.
No, just what we talked about.
Oh, well then with the, on the west side of Drake's, we'd thought about, giving him the 20 feet and just keeping a 60-foot easement to help with the setback, but it didn't make a difference, so
So
we might as well
the
just,
whole 80 feet.
yes, we might as well just keep the 80 feet, right? Instead of just keeping 60,
Yeah.
And that
because it'll be encroaching either way.
in that northern portion, we can keep that little jog on top of his property if he does, you know, if he wants to keep that 40-foot easement up there. Because it's the Lancasters that need to absorb that easement so that they can do, an adjustment of.
Bound property
use.
lines.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if he, you know, if he doesn't wanna absorb that 40 feet, he doesn't necessarily have to.
Okay, you mean
Right
like,
there.
yeah, so
Right
keep,
there.
we could keep
We could
the
keep-
40 feet there and this 80 feet so that we have
Yeah,
that at least. And then this would be abandoned from Lancasters over. And then this between them.
Well, that wouldn't make sense to leave him a 40-foot easement on the end of his property with the rest of that being abandoned, would it?
the difference would be, well, of course, it would offer more access in case the Palmers decide they want to develop. That would offer them more of an easement to get north. So if they decided to create a couple 35-acre tracts or,
Hmm.
you know, would give them more options there, by
Gotcha.
absorbing it into his property. Of course, they're not getting taxed on that property now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, are we doing the 20-foot alleyway between, on the Studio Ranch, is that in this motion, or is that something totally
We're
separate?
getting rid of that.
So that is gonna be abandoned in this proceeding too,
Well,
okay?
if you so decide.
Yeah, right, but that's what the proposal is,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yeah, I think just this and this and this.
And this little tip down here,
Yeah, man.
okay?
Okay,
Okay,
open it up, public comment, if everybody understands what we're talking about. You,
As long as you're sure that it's 40 feet and not 73.
Well, come on up and tell us what you want to say.
Identify yourself and then say what you want to say. So you know.
I'm Howard Drake, and I have the corner one next to the 80 feet.
What's your address?
Mhm.
What's your address?
15367, CC .1.
Okay, thank you.
And the 80 feet is fine with me, but as I said, if it's only 40 feet behind us, that's fine. But when she goes to buy the land next to that 40 feet and has it surveyed and finds out that there's another 25 feet there, what are we gonna do? See, that's our problem. If we're absolutely sure that it's 40 feet back there, there's no problem. But they want to buy the property next to it, and the property has to be touching their property. So if it's more than 40 feet, and like my map says, and this was an official map stamped and initialed in '09, when I was going to vacate it. But I didn't vacate it because I thought half of the 80 feet had to go to the Lambs because they were next door. But I found out later that they're out in the country, they're on the farm, and so they had nothing to do.
They're outside the subdivision.
Yeah, they are, they're outside the city limits,
That
so,
80-foot easement is within
and I
the
just never did go through it after that.
Okay.
Because he didn't, I was gonna give him 40 feet of it, and he did not wanna pay the taxes on the 40 feet.
Mr. Lamb?
Mr. Lamb didn't.
Okay. Well,
But-
and we did resolve that issue with, how his property was
Okay,
situated.
well,
because
fine,
he did have
but
that.
the 80 feet is fine, because I say it'll triple the taxes on it, but I've already discussed it with my brother. The property itself's in his name, the trailer house is in my name, and the trailer house is just parked on his property. And it is taxed separately. I pay the tax on the trailer house, and he pays the tax on the property.
Okay, so the northern portion that has that 40-foot easement above, on the
Uh-huh.
northern portion of your purple little,
Yep,
your.
yeah, right there.
Do you
uh-huh.
want that vacated, or do you wanna retain that?
No, go ahead and have it vacated.
So you wanna vacate that and put that into your property?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. All righty.
perfect,
Is that clear?
yeah. But the discrepancy of that 73 feet and the 40 has been,
Well, and in the way that I feel is that once that portion of the easement is vacated, it's a moot point, because they're gonna be purchasing the property all the way to the tree line.
Hopefully, that's our plan.
Yeah,
So what if,
name it now.
oh, sorry, Linda Lancaster, 26071 County Road 15.4. So when we get that property, the trees, and if they survey it down and there's a discrepancy, then what happens? If they survey back this way and there's still a section in there, are we gonna have to go through all this again?
My opinion is and I will check with Mr. Manus, the county surveyor, but the way that I view this is that once it's vacated, and since you are you're attaching the remaining property, again, like I said, that whole section, since Mr. Drake wants to vacate that section as well.
Right.
That would be more of an issue to me than you purchasing the property from the Palmers and going clear to the tree line, because that's gonna be your new property line.
Right. So then that won't be a problem if there's some,
I don't foresee that, but I will
Okay.
definitely check
Okay,
with Mr.
okay.
Venus and make sure that that's the case.
okay.
We're not really trying to cause a problem, but see, this was done in '09, and it does show 73.6 feet back there.
But I can tell you, I've seen this too, and the one that I have was actually signed by the commissioners. This one wasn't. This was just a boundary survey of the subdivision. It doesn't have the commissioner's signature on it that said, it didn't go through the review process.
Well, we don't want to be causing a problem. If it's
Well, no,
only,
that's-
if it's only 40 feet and the whole 40 feet is done so that they can buy the property back there, that's the problem.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thank you. I hate to be so much trouble.
No, you're no trouble at all. No
You got a map that says something else, man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to add to the confusion of this, hopefully going to the clarity, but if I remember looking at the Pleasant View Town Site subdivision, what happens was typical of town sites and subdivisions that go together, they would dedicate half of that 80 feet on one side, and then the next one would come in, they dedicate the other 40. On the Pleasant View Town site, I believe they showed an 80, but the town site plat only went up around the half
Right,
of it.
the Palmer property's not within the town site,
Right.
correct?
So they
Okay,
showed an
yeah.
80, like, this is what we plan to do, it was never
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Therefore, they couldn't really dedicate right
Gotcha.
away outside
That
of
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But the safe way to do it, obviously, is just go ahead and vacate the public right-of-way, on the northwest sides of these lots and blocks. And then you don't even have to say what it is,
Yeah.
it's whatever exists. So.
Okay. That makes sense.
That clarifies things good.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other public comment? If
Did the
not,
Planning and Zoning Commission review this or not?
They were being aware of it, but it wasn't a public.
Yeah, I was just curious. I mean, they don't have to.
okay, we'll close the public comment session. Did you have anything further, Leanne?
Unless you guys have questions, I do not, sir.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Go for a motion.
Then I would move that the Board of County Commissioners vacate the 40-foot easement right-of-way on the northwest side of the Lancaster property and the Edwin Drake property. Leave the 80-foot right-of-way on the west side of the Drake property intact. Abandon the 20-foot alleyway on the Studio Ranch property coming off of 491, and abandoning the tip of the easement on the Farmer's Telephone property located on the south side of CC.1.
What about this right here, between the lake?
Oh, right, and the 20-foot alleyway easement between the two Lancaster pieces of property.
Okay, I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to vacate the 40-foot right-of-way on the north side of the Lancasters and Drake's property. The 20-foot right-of-way between the Lancaster property, the south tip of the Farmer's Telephone property, and the 20-foot right-of-way on the Studio Ranch property. All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
I think.
Did you get all that?
Well, yeah, I got it recorded, so I can go back.
You didn't prepare any sort of resolution or anything, right? You were thinking the motion would
Do
suffice?
I need to?
I don't know.
To abandon.
What do you think I need to do? I mean, normally when we vacate, it's just done by,
Okay.
or declare road.
I'll
closure.
double check, but we'll go with that for now. If we need a
Okay.
resolution, I'll do one, or have you do one.
Thanks.
Because these aren't county easements, they're township
They're
of Pleasant View subdivisions,
Yeah.
right?
Because it's technically a subdivision.
Subdivision, is that how they determine that? Okay. Okay.
Now I just need your signatures.
Okay,
Oh, after you close the public.
we'll close the public hearing then. And we've got a final plat to sign, right?
Yes, sir.